A very powerful submachine gun for PvE modes, the P90-Wild Shot. Howdy internet, I'm NickzJSA.CF. In this edition of CrossFire Weapon Review, I will review the P90-Wild Shot. As usual, this review will consist of damage stats, comparison with other weapons, and my opinion of this weapon. So let's take a look at the overview. The P90-Wild Shot is a specialized submachine gun for PvE modes. It is also usable in standard PvP modes. It has medium firepower along with medium-high accuracy, high rate of fire, and high magazine capacity. During PvP modes, you can change to dual wield mode by pressing right mouse button, which gives you capability for 2 shots at the same time with the same rate of fire, but sacrifices the accuracy and recoil. For PvE modes, the P90-Wild Shot is already dual wielded at the beginning with 180 rounds magazine capacity, high accuracy, high rate of fire, and also high damage to the enemies. By pressing right mouse button, the weapon will change to a critical shot mode or charge mode that gives tremendous damage to the enemies. But remember, you only have 300 rounds for it. Next up on the damage stat, on the close range with armor, this weapon deals 64 to the head, 16 to the chest, 20 to the stomach, 23 to the arms, and 16 to the legs. Without armor, this weapon deals 100 to the head, 23 to the chest, 27 to the stomach, and for the arms and the legs is still the same. On the medium range with armor, this weapon deals 59 to the head, 15 to the chest, 18 to the stomach, 20 to the arms, and 14 to the legs. Without armor, this weapon deals 91 to the head, 21 to the chest, 25 to the stomach, and for the arms and legs is still the same. On the long range with armor, this weapon deals 44 to the head, 12 to the chest, 15 to the stomach, 17 to the arms, and 12 to the legs. Without armor, this weapon deals 75 to the head, 18 to the chest, 20 to the stomach, and for the arms and legs is still the same. For the wallbang over close range with armor, P90-Wild Shot deals 14 to the head, 3 for the chest, 4 to the stomach, 5 to the arms, and 4 to the legs. Without armor, this weapon deals 25 to the head, 5 to the chest, 6 to the stomach, and for the arms and legs is still the same. So the conclusion is, play smart on wallbanging with the submachine guns. For the drawing speed comparison, the P90-Wild Shot is in the second place, while the Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon is in the first place, while the others such as the Chris Super V Ares is in the third place, and the original P90 is obviously in the last place. On reloading speed comparison, the P90-Wild Shot has to be in the third place after beaten by the Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon in the first place and Chris Super V Ares in the second place, while the original P90 is obviously in the last place. On firing speed comparison, I'm using the 30 rounds test. Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon once again wins in the first place, but P90-Wild Shot, original P90, and Chris Super V amazingly has the same firing speed but has to be in the second or last place. Now for dual mode changing time comparison. P90-Wild Shot won against the Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon in the first place, making the P90-Wild Shot has the fastest dual changing weapon in Crossfire history. On dual mode reloading speed comparison, P90-Wild Shot's reloading speed is also faster than the Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon, making it stands on the first place while the Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon is in the second place. On dual mode firing speed comparison, I'm using the 70 rounds test. The Steyr TMP Gold Black Dragon now wins again in the first place with its high rate of fire, while the P90-Wild Shot is in the second place. And now just for fun, I tested the firing speed between the single and dual P90-Wild Shot. The result is that between the single and dual actually has the same firing speed, but remember, the dual mode has 2 shots being fired at the same time and sacrifices the accuracy and recoil. So the choice is yours now. And now my opinion for this weapon. Alright, P90-Wild Shot is one of a major improvement for a less known submachine gun in Crossfire, the P90. Besides, it uses a brand new model, some stats of the weapon are also increased. For the PvP counterpart, well, it's a bit disappointing for me because we know that P90 Balance or P90-CFS, the brand new P90-CFS, is a very good P90 variant than any others to its higher damage. But P90 Wild Shot retains the same damage as the original P90. That's pretty sad. But to compensate the low damage, this weapon now has GHP bullets that, as we know, capable to stun the enemy's movement while getting shot. The drawing and reloading speed is also improved, which is very nice. Similar to any Stayer TMB change duels, this weapon is capable to change to dual mode in PvP, but again, it doubles your chance to hit the enemy but also makes your accuracy worse and recoil higher. And now for the PvE counterpart, I can't complain much for this because this weapon is very good for this kind of mode. Even though it doesn't have any stunning effect like the AA-12 Buster and the Knight SR-25 Burning Shot, this weapon has higher damage per second due to its higher rate of fire than any other PvE specialized weapons. Even though each shot deals lower damage than some other specialized weapons, you can still literally unleash hell to the enemies. Seriously. For the Wild Shot's critical or charge attack mode, it deals higher damage than the regular mode and has extra higher damage for every 5 shots. So my last word is I do recommend using this weapon in almost every challenge mode maps. But remember, this weapon doesn't have any stunning effects on PvE. Instead, this weapon deals higher damage per second than any other PvE specialized weapon. Well, AN-94 Knife Spaceship is excluded. And yeah, this review is also valid for the P90-Wild Shot-Fatal Wasp that you can get from the Fatal Canyon boxes. So okay, that's it for this edition of Crossfire Weapon Review with NickzJSA.CF. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what weapon should I review next in the comment section below. Watch Crossfire Weapon Review with NickzJSA.CF bi-weekly every Saturday on NickzJSA.CF. For all of us here at the Crossfire Weapon Review team, I'm NickzJSA.CF, your Crossfire's total gameplays, reviews, and coverage. I will see you in the next review. Talk to you then.